Plastics, also chemicals, and probably one of the worst chemicals. And the reason why it's the worst is because to kill the plant, it actually has an effect on the plant's hormones. It's called glyphosate or Roundup. The Sri Lankan government have banned Roundup or glyphosate because of the amount of rice farmers that were dying, and their children were showing traces of it. I know it was probably 2 years ago, made front lines in one of our big newspapers in Australia. Two farmers, farmer and his wife, in their 70s, had both died of pancreatic cancer, and it was directly attributable to the Roundup. So what's the pancreas? It's actually part of our hormonal system. If you buy a potato and it's not organic, I can just about assure you it'll have Roundup on it, because they use Roundup to kill the top, you know, the top of the green top, because when that top dies, then they can harvest it. But absolutely, it's also, they've genetically modified so many plants to resist Roundup so they can keep spraying the fields. So herbicides, insecticides, I consider that they are just as much chemicals. One more point, clothes. Clothes can have chemicals in them if you're washing your clothes in a laundry detergent that contains chemicals. But there are 3 fabrics that are made really from plastic. One is polyester, acrylic, and nylon. So there are so many fabrics today. We know cotton and we know silk, but by the way, if you buy cotton, you must wash it and you must hang it on the clothesline for a day, because cotton is one of the most sprayed crops. So you've got cotton, wool, silk, bamboo. You may not be aware that rayon and viscose are both made out of wood pulp, so they're considered natural fibres. And modal, M-O-D-A-L. I've even got modal stockings. I've bought a modal petticoat. It's a very fine silky, and it's the cellulose spun from the birch tree. So the 3 that you need to be very mindful of are your acrylic, polyester and nylon. Now with guys, their underwear's cotton, their undershirts are cotton. It's not such a big deal, but ladies like the pretty things, and unfortunately a lot of those pretty things are made out of nasty materials, nasty fabrics. And when they're against the woman's body and she exercises and gets hot, her pores open, the fabric gets hot, and she starts to absorb those chemicals. But you have some great companies, I think Fruit of the Loom, they sell very nice sports bras and underwear that are made out of cotton. I don't mind if there's 5% polyester or nylon to give it a little bit of stretch, as long as predominantly it's made out of natural fibre. So let me give you the soy issue, because you will read articles that will say, if you have breast cancer, don't touch soy. You've read that?
Yes.
Prostate cancer. So let me give you the truth on this. Here are 3 cells, and these 3 cells have estrogen receptor sites. Now this estrogen is what we call xenoestrogen. So these here are xenoestrogen. So your chemicals, your herbicides, your insecticides, the plastics. These xenoestrogens, or estrogen mimickers, are 20,000 times stronger than human estrogen, so they're big. So how big is human estrogen? Human estrogen is 20,000 times stronger than plant. So the plant estrogen just sits very nicely into the receptor site like that. Well, what about the plant? Well, it's a tiny little slip of a thing that just lines the receptor site like that. So, students, is it the plant we need to be fearful of? No, 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 it's the chemicals that are the most.